All right, guys, we're back. I'm going to get ready for our live call on this morning and give everybody time to join in. I'm going to mute the lines, guys. Those of you that are dialing in, for those of you that are on Facebook and would like to dial in, you can do that as well, because you may want to try to write down some information while you're on the line. You can actually dial in to 866-840-4111. Again, that's 866-840-4111. And those of you that are coming in right now, this is the Marilyn Denise Coaching Services introduction call for people that are trying to find out more about how to get involved into the programs that are there. So I'm going to give everybody time just a little bit to come in. I normally do this introduction call before each one of our sessions, but for the new year, there are a lot of things that are changing right now, and I want to try to get you guys ahead of the game so that you can begin to start thinking, kind of start playing. It's kind of like what I was talking about this morning. There's some things that God will begin to start knocking on the door of your heart. God will start knocking on the door of your heart because he's trying to get you prepared for some things that's going to be coming up. And you got to make sure that you get yourself in the right season of what God is doing, especially if you're looking for some things to come in a little smoother than, you know, what's taking place right now. And guys, that can be half the battle, to be honest. If you can just get into the perfect timing of God, you'll be amazed at how God will begin to start working some things out. Amen. Amen. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I know the Saturdays, everybody's got busy Saturdays, and I want you guys. Hey, Miss Jackie, I did just get your message from the website as well, and I'll respond back. I want to get you guys in. Give me just a second. I need to get some other people in that have been asking about the programs, and I definitely want to get them connected to the call this morning. And y'all do me a favor, share with others that you think that might benefit from the private coaching sessions or may want to know more about the workshops that are coming up and how those things are going to be facilitated, and maybe even how you can get involved in it, because there are going to be vendors that are needed, and I'm always looking for people that are looking to get their business out there, but the businesses that are flowing in the direction of what it is that we are doing here. So I want to, try to work with as many people as I can. So give me a second, guys. Give me just 1 second. All right, there we go. All right. First of all, I just want to, if y'all notice my music is a little different, it's going to be cleanup time for me in a minute so that I can try to get out of here today. But I wanted to come to you guys and kind of share with you just a little bit of information about, what's going to be taking place in the private coaching sessions, just in case some of you are invited, or really just to find out more about Marilyn Denise Coaching Services and, what's been taking place over the years. First of all of the sessions that have been going in the previous years, they've all been more group sessions than anything, because that's pretty much where God had me at those particular times. But what I'm noticing now is that a lot of people are needing more hands-on approaches. They're needing more disciplined times of getting things done, and they're needing to be more strategic on what it is that they are needing to, get work done in life. Some people are on personal levels to where, if you have been what we call stuck on the side of the road somewhere, you've been kind of experiencing some setbacks of things that have been going on in your life, and you just can't figure out how to get things moving. Some of you are dealing with what I talked about this morning, those dry seasons, or you're really lacking the discipline. You know how it is, sometimes you'll move forward for a minute, but for some reason you keep losing your grip along the way, and you lack the discipline in your life to win. What the private coaching sessions will do, it comes in a tailored format through what I do. I do a Survey Monkey to send out to you guys to talk about where you are at this particular time. What are the areas that you are needing assistance? Where is it that you are trying to go? Because I try to see objectively ahead of the game and try to bring in a clear picture to you, because most of the times, guys, if you got a lot of confusion that's going on around you, or a lot of trouble that's been around you, you're not going to hear what God is saying to you. It's not that you're not wanting to, but you have not been skilled enough to move what I call the buzzards of the air away from you, or you have not learned how to walk in your faith the way that God has told you to. Many times what I notice is that majority of the people that are attracted to my programs are Christians, or there's somebody that's been hanging around the church for a while, but they have not been taught discipleship. And discipleship is going to be very important to anything that's going to become what I call something of elasticity or longevity in your life. And you got to go in and deal with a lot of those things that keep trapping you up in life. Sometimes it's your attitude. Sometimes it's just the way that you're looking at things in life. Sometimes you just got a misunderstanding. A lot of times we have blockers that come in because we have been offended by something, or maybe there's been, sometimes there's even been neglect or abuse that's taking place that causes us really not to see, because all we see is that trouble before us all the time. The private sessions are designed to help move those things out of the frontal view of you so that you can begin to start seeing something totally different. The way that things have happened in the past, I normally would take the group through what we call 21 days of transformational thinking. And during those 21 days, we break up what we call like 3 different weeks of lessons, of things that I have actually chosen myself, things that God placed on my heart. And we walk through those things through what we call Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, times of coming together early mornings. And then we do crucial conversations. This particular time, it's going to be a little bit different because it is tailor-made to the authenticity of who you are. What I'm doing is I'm including only 6 sessions. It's not going to be a whole lot of sessions, because whatever it is that you're needing to work on right now, I need to stay focused on that particular thing until we can get some deliverance in that, until we can get you moving forward, until we can get you a set plan of action on how you're going to move forward with it. So we're working in what I call 6 different series, and I'm working with you for 45 minutes. 45 minutes of us sitting down together and seeing if we can work through a plan. And this means there are going to be times where you guys are going to be able to share with me where you are. And most of the time I've gotten these things already from your surveys. I'll be talking to you throughout the week as well. And then when we come together, there's going to be a set program that's already going to be put together for the authenticity of what it is that you are needing. And guys, you got to be ready to stay in that place. I got to teach you how to focus on where you are. You cannot be coming there talking about all kinds of other junk. That's not what it's about. This program is about you getting your life moving in the direction you need to be in, whether that's in your marriage, that's with your children. Maybe you just need to get organized, whatever it is. And guys, the way that you're going to know it, I want you to be true as to where you are right now. It's kind of like where we talked about faith this morning. God needs your now faith, where you are right now, what it is that you can believe God for. If you're believing God that, you're needing another job and you just don't know what it is that you need to do, we need to get up under there and figure out the things that need to be pulled out, whether it's disbelief, whether it's maybe you don't have the experience that you need, how are we going to go about bringing the right people into your life. And guys, what you'll notice is God will give you the grace to have the patience that you need to wait on the perfect will that he has for you. All we do is set the ground for you. We set the foundation. One thing that I can assure you of, I've never had a class yet that within a couple of days of me working with them, that their thinking patterns don't change. Because I'm designed to come in there and share with you a different way of processing your thoughts. The same things you've been working with. It's kind of like rebranding who you are, but we got to go in and reprocess those thoughts. Let's put them into some more healthy categories, because everybody wants to be who they are, but you just need to be healthy with the thought patterns that are going on. In our relationships, there are things that if you're dealing with relational things, we need to stick on that particular area right there. One thing I will tell you about the personal coaching and training, it's about you. It's not about them. So it's not a place to where you want to come in and start, distributing all your dirty laundry. That's not what it's about. It's about how we can cause you to become a better person in the relationship by allowing you to maybe see what it is that they see. Sometimes you need an objective view in the middle of it all, because things are not always as they appear. Many times people are very afraid to share from their heart what's there, and a lot of times it's because they don't feel comfortable. Sometimes you may intimidate them. Sometimes it could be for many reasons. And guys, we got to go in there and get some of those tough shells off of us. Either we're removing a tough shell, or we're getting you may be too soft in some matters. Maybe you don't speak up the way that you need. I need to teach you how to get a voice about what really matters, because sometimes we're fussing about stuff that's not even the real problem. Those private sessions, that's what they're going to come in to do. For those of you that are having real troubles in your relationships, there are programs that's available for that one as well now. You can have the personal private sessions, or you can do that, or you can include in, because if it's you and your relationships, you can include both of them in on different levels to where we do private sessions for couples. And this one also is a private 6-week session for 45 minutes. I have a couple that's coming in with me that's starting on Monday. And let me share with you how we have worked through this particular one. I knew that there were problems in the relationship when we first started meeting because of the surveys, when I began to start reading that. And I listened to what people say on their heart. But what we discovered later on was that the individual wanted to know if their spouse could come into the sessions. At first, I wasn't quite sure about it, because I needed it to be their idea to come into it. But later on, God began to start revealing that this is a place that God wanted to intervene in the midst of their relationship. And this is normally with couples that are already walking in the body of Christ. And I'm not saying those are the only ones that I work with, but those are the ones that will come forward with a little bit. I'm not saying they won't come kicking and scratching, but they come with a little bit more ease, because they understand the principles of the body of Christ working alongside of us. So the couple sessions are available, and the way that we're working it out, I took my mentee, the private session, through 30 days by themselves. Probably midway in it, we start realizing that there's a possibility we may want the spouse to come in. We finished up those 30 days. And what I loved about this couple is she went before her husband, even before it took place, to let them know that they needed some intervention. And I think that she did it in a perfect timing, to where she went in and started speaking to her husband to let him know that we need some intervention. And guys, the pastor is working along with us, working on his own. She's got a full smorgasbord of people of faith. She's got her family that's working along with it, but I'm coming in the middle of it to pull the both of them together. Monday will be our first session where the husband is coming in. The way that it is designed, I cannot put you guys together at first. If I allowed her to have 30 minutes by herself or 30 days by herself, I have to allow him to have some time. The program now is not working like this. I'm just giving you an example of it. I gave her time by herself. Now for the next 30 days, the husband gets to come in. I don't stop working with her, but I'm working with them individually. I work with him on one day, and I work with her on another day. They do not come into those sessions together. It's at the end of the 3 months that the spouse and the wife gets a chance to come in. Because guys, I need him to have a voice. I don't need anybody coming in to, you know, talk for anybody else, because you know how we are. We found an answer to this thing, and we really want to, you know, get the deliverance of it all. But you got to give God time to do what he needs to do, guys. He does not need your help interfering in the middle of it. So, and then I need to have the confidentiality of him knowing that what we discuss will not be shared among the spouse or anything like that. And so we're having our first meetings together. Guys, this is a time to where I do believe that the pastors will come in to start praying for us as well, because I do work on a spiritual level with what I'm doing. I'm just taking them into some approaches of things that God has actually taught me about working together on one accord. That's what it's all about. It's not really about necessarily the marriage. It's about working together on one accord with God. So we're having those sessions that are coming in. Guys, the topic of those conversations are, we're going to be talking about my personality and identity and my desires. We're going to come in and talking about balancing the scales. Both of them are going to be discussing the same things, but at different time. We're going to talk about perception and blind spots. Then we're going to talk about the legacy that's being left behind. Those are the things. I don't come in for a long period of time with you guys. All I come in to do is to help jumpstart you in these particular programs so that God can finish out whatever it is that he wants to do with each one of us. So the coaching sessions they are absolutely amazing of how God comes in and works things out on our behalf. A lot of it is just coming from a cry that's within. Lord, I need some help. I've gone to the church. I'm not quite sure if the church is able to help me through these things. I need somebody with some experience. Guys, I can tell you, I have been working on this level for the past 20 years, just with people in general. And I noticed that some of them have the same problems. The men need to be heard, and the women need to be heard as well. But guys, you got to come together on one accord and balance those scales. I do believe that divorces are happening unnecessarily. Is because we're not walking together to hear the sound of the other. There has to be a rhythm of a beat, guys. You got to start beating at the, you got to beat at a rhythm together. Doesn't mean you have to be alike, but your hearts have got to come together on one accord. And you cannot try to usurp authority over one and the other one cannot of the other. You got to learn how to honor what God has brought together with this. So those are the private sessions that are going to be available. And I do believe that's probably going to be one of the hottest ones that's going to be taking place moving forward, because people are struggling in their relationships, guys. These sessions are also going to be available for people that are thinking about marriage as well. I do not want you entering into an Ishmael experience and then regretting it later on down the line. Some of you are just not ready for relationships. It sounds good. It looks like an economical plan. But guys, your heart's got to be ready for somebody else to come in your space. Many of us have not even made room for people to come in. You got to make room for any type of additional things. The great thing about these programs, they will transfer into your business as well, because you got to have some people skills. You got to learn how to work with people, because see, if you got trouble going on in your marriage, you got trouble going on in your church, you got trouble going on in your household, where's the common denominator? The common denominator is probably with you. That's why these sessions are so private. And I know you don't want everybody knowing about where your struggles are and all the things that have been happening in your life. And you need somebody that can come in and walk confidentially with you. Y'all, the people that have been working with me, they will tell you they have never heard anything come out from any session that I've ever discussed with anybody. That's not what it's about. It's about us coming in and finding the healing that we need to get ourselves together, to get us moving so that God can be glorified. It does not matter what stage of life you're in. All of us are different, walking on different levels. But what I do know is that all of us have been created to worship God. Some of us are confused in what it is that we're supposed to be doing, because sometimes just the people that we've been around, they have not come in to really break it down. I always say, when you have not gone through true discipleship, you really don't know what your purpose is. And unfortunately, the body of Christ does not always take out the time to do this, because there are always, you always got other things that are going on. So the private sessions are available individually. These are only 6 weeks. It's six. They're not even really 6 weeks. They're just six sessions. It's up to us to decide how often you're going to need it. Somebody needs them once a week. Somebody needs them twice a week. Some people need them 3 times a week. 6 is the total of what you get, but you get them for 45 minutes. If you can take a hard dosage of something and you can work through that thing, and that's what you need, that's how we're going to work it out, because I need you to get the results that you need. The next thing that we have is our leadership training. There have been many ladies that have been kind of hanging around me that have entrepreneur skills. They are trying to start new ventures in life, but they have no idea of how to go about starting these things. And this is a program that I have developed for individuals that are trying to really get their business off the ground, meaning you're probably needing to come in and just learn maybe some organizational skills. You're probably needing to learn how to manage the team that's around you. You're having to come in and do time management is probably one of the biggest ones. You're needing to learn how to do team building. How do I bring the right people in? And then lastly, conflict resolution. Because guys, in anything that you work with, there are going to be offenses that are going to there are going to be misunderstandings. Conflict resolution is a part of life, and we have to learn how to work through those things. So in your businesses, if you are desiring those types of things, you're needing maybe somebody just to come in and work with you through those private times or whatever it is you're doing. And that's what the leadership coaching classes are all about. The leadership coaching is actually, this one is a 6-week session as well, actually 6 weeks. And either you can come in on a private level and then you join into the group session, because we're going to have both of them available. I have some people that are wanting to come in on an individual basis because they just don't like a lot of people around them, and sometimes they just want your undivided attention. That's fine. And then I have other people that are actually coming into the program and they do better in group settings. That's fine as well. Our group settings are going to be held on Thursday nights. It will take the place of what we currently have is Crucial Conversations. The Thursday nights will be set aside for leadership development. We come together actually as a group of people to where we start bouncing ideas or different things that are on our heart. You all don't lead the sessions. I actually lead the sessions, but at the end of it, I give time for the business owners or those that are pursuing business to come in and ask questions. How did you go about doing this? What is your marketing strategy? Where is your audience of people? I got some ideas, but I can't get the people to come in. Guys, there are sometimes we need to learn some soft skills. Those are some things that we're going to be learning as we go along. The soft skills are taking place, guys, in what we call our workshop development. There are going to be workshops that's going to be moving all around. It won't be all in the East Texas area, but the workshop comes in to provide hands-on opportunities, and it teaches you about the different soft skills of, how to listen carefully, how to execute at the right time. And because sometimes, guys, we're doing the right thing at the wrong time. And you got to wait on the peace of God. You got to learn. You got to wait until you get all of your, ducks in a row. And because let me tell you something, that brings about more frustration than anything. Anytime you go half cocked off with something and you got a little bit of it, and then, hold on a minute. You cannot keep your audience waiting. You cannot keep the people that are trying to buy something from you waiting. You got to either have it or you don't. And don't try to promote what you do not have just yet. Yeah, you may see the big fish later on, but you got to wait until you have prepped that fish up enough before you start putting them in the pan and start bringing them in. This is just something that God is going to, work with all of us as we're doing these things. And you're going to learn that it's going to be so much easier when you work in what I call group settings or in the workshop settings, when it comes down to you executing the plan that God has actually given to you. Another thing that we're going to do, that organizational skills. Guys, I'm actually putting a booklet together. This is only during workshop time, though. I'm actually putting a book together with templates that are going to be in there of different things that you can use. Sometimes conversation pieces are what you're needing. How do I go about maybe organizing my files? Everybody hasn't worked in an administrative area, and I understand that we don't speak the same language. We speak different conversations. And so organizational skills, if you don't have them, if you have a template of something that you can follow, guys, that'll be so much easier for you. And you can just pull that book. One of the things that I try to do, I normally get little binders and I label those binders and I make them easy so that when I need something, it may not be but 5 or 6 pieces of paper in there, but it's what I need. And if I don't have maybe a hard copy of it, I want to use that same principle of putting it on a thumb drive. I want to put it on one of these, and then I'm going to label the back of it with what I have. I got so many of these because I got so many things that I'm doing, and I don't need to be searching through my little bag. Sometimes this is what I use with my little bag. I don't need to be searching through this bag for the right one. I need to label it properly. That's what organizational skills will do for you. Get your stuff together. Get ready for wherever it is that you're going. That's what the leadership part is about. The management styles, guys. We all have different management approaches of things that we use. But if you're going to be a visionary, you have to learn the proper management style, the manager style, really, of how you're going to bring in whatever it is that you need. You cannot always be the authoritarian. And you can tell the difference between the two. There's an authoritative one and there's an authoritarian. The one with the N is the one that you don't want to do. You want to be able to be authoritative, meaning you know how to take control. You know how to lead the flow. You don't need to be an authoritarian to always try to tell people, well, you got to do it this way. They don't have to do it like that because that may not be how their thinking process is. Different management styles. And you cannot always be what I call a micromanager over people. You got to let people make mistakes. Give them the option to correct the mistakes that they have made. Management style is going to help you in your personal relationships as well, because a lot of times, because the way we go about doing stuff, we expect for our spouses to do it like that, and most of the time we end up with people that are totally opposite from what we are. Management styles will teach you. It's going to be a twofold thing that's going to be helping you guys with a lot of different things. You do not want to be so so lethargic, but so stern about what you're doing that nobody can come in. You can't, if they can't do it the way you want to do it, we're not going to do it all. No, that's not how we go about doing it. So the leadership skills, the leadership development, that's what that actual program is going to be about. All of these sessions, guys, are all private unless you request something that's going to be joint. And the only one that's joint is going to be the leadership joint session on Thursday nights, and then the workshops is the only time to where you get to come into a group setting. Everything else is going to be private, guys. So if you are looking for something to where you can actually start getting yourself and your business idea, start with the idea, start with the seed of it. Some of you are just in seed form right now. Let's start with those things and begin to start walking it out. And then what also it does, it brings you into our community. Community is so important when it comes down to executing what it is that God has placed on your heart, because you've got to have the right synergy around you. Guys, many of your everything is going to change around you. People, places, and things, because they need to be going in the same direction that you're going in. There's some of the cuts may be hard cuts. Some of them may be just seasonal cuts, but you got to let God do it the way that he wants to do it. Those changing of guards, people, places, and things is going to free your mind from worrying about how they want you to do it and what they think about it, all of that. Most times, those are the distractions that we have. We worry about what other people are going to think, or am I going to be doing it right, because I have a lot of people judging, different things like that. You got to become comfortable in your own skin. If you're going to be a visionary, guys, you got to learn how to stand like a leader. And the only way you're going to be a good leader is if you've ever been a good follower. All right, I've done my season of that. Now it's going to be my time to stand out and do what God has called me to do. That means I may have to leave some followers behind and start flocking with other leaders over here. Other leaders will make you talk different. They will make you look at life different. They will make you bring your A game in to the table, because once you get in there and you start seeing other people working out what God has put inside them, It is there to provoke you to start doing it as well. And that's the purpose of bringing all the people together. So guys, that's what's going to be happening for the upcoming year. And as you notice, I know that my time is going to be full. All of these sessions, they won't start until November. And remember, all private sessions are individually based, and it's according to your time. But I won't start until November. I've got to close my books down for October, the sessions we've been doing for 2018, to get ready for the new things that are coming up. So you may want to go out there and check out things at www.mdwinnercircle.com just to start bathing around the thought, guys. Many of you may just want to get your consultation. Everybody comes in with a consultation. I do an assessment with you, first of all, through SurveyMonkey, and then I come in to talk to you about, all right, let's sit down and talk about what it is that we want to do. I put a proposal together for you. We have a scheduled time that we are doing these things, and then we begin to start our start date with it all. Guys, I guarantee you, whatever it is that you are needing to get moving and needing to get off the ground, it can happen. You just need to come together with some strategic plans, and then also surround yourself around other people that are doing it as well. I guarantee you, when you start changing your appetite about where it is that you want to go and what it is that you are doing, everything around you is going to start changing. Money is going to start finding you. People, help along the way. You will start changing even the appearance of who you are. God will send in your hairdressers when you pray about it. God will even send a makeup artist to you if that's what you need. God will send, the media people. You need your, media packet put together. You don't start looking for that until you need it. And those people don't start showing up until you need it. There's a synergy or an energy that you start putting out because you have intentional focus going in those areas. And when you focus on them, you know what's going to come in? Whatever it is that you've been focusing on. The only reason that what you need has not come just yet is because you have not decided, and meaning staying consistent in that, to say that that's the direction that I want to go in. When you do make up your mind, those things are going to start coming. I'm going to leave you with this. Every stage that you go through of anything that God is going to do, there has to be courtship in the midst of it. There's nothing that I do that I don't court the people that I'm with. Don't try to rush it. Don't try to get somewhere ahead of time. You got to give God time to work these things out. So as you are courting me, I'm courting you. We're learning different things. We're learning different styles. You don't have to do it the way that I do it. All I'm doing is giving you an example of something. And believe it or not, I'm learning from you as well. I never shut my ears to say that I can't learn from anybody. And I don't care if it's something that I've been doing for a while. I always open up my heart to say, there's always a more excellent way. See, you may be more skilled in your organizational settings, and I may be more skilled in conflict management. But when we open up our ear to honor the gift that God has given to each person, it makes for a complete family. It makes a beautiful family. That's the community that we end up coming around, is that people that have like minds. It's going to be a joyous ride. I think it's going to be a more fulfilling ride as you guys start joining on. Whatever it is that you are needing, I guarantee you, if you will start taking it before God in advance, God will open up the doors that you need. Many of you will want to know, well, what is the cost of it? How much is that going to cost? You're not going to know the cost of it until you go through the assessment. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not throwing those amounts out there anymore. I need you to come through the assessment. Let's talk about these things together. Let's find out what you need, and we will go from there. So we don't have the worries or concerns of anything that's, moving forward. So that's what's going to be happening. I look forward to conversating or just meeting a few of you guys in the private settings for those of you that are wanting to move forward. So I want you to go out there and visit me at www.mdwinnercircle.com. Go out and check out the page. Do it in a quiet time. Y'all, it's raining here in Dallas. This is a great time to sit down and get time management while you're cleaning up and getting your mind off of stuff that, ain't going the direction you want to go in. I want you to start putting your mind on where you want to go, what it is that you want to do, what it is that you want to have. Stop talking about what you don't have. That's the only reason it's not coming. It's because whatever's in your heart is coming out of your mouth, and your mouth are the ones that's producing the seeds. If you need to change some things and get some new seed on the ground, you got to change the words that you speak, the words that you speak about other people. Let's get in this lane and begin to start working out what God wants to do in your particular life. Again, visit me at www.mdwinnercircle.com, and you can check out the pages. And at the bottom of, I think it's up under the coaching tab, at the bottom of it, it's going to ask you to put your name in and whether you want the assessment. It's got some other questions in there. When you guys send that in, we're going to start the process. I will not start the process of communicating with anybody until I see that you are ready for that. These sessions are only for prepared people. That's the only place that I'm going moving forward, is for prepared people that really want this. Remember, there are private sessions that are available for you by yourself. There are private sessions that are available for you, and then there are private sessions available for you and your spouse, if that's what you need, or if you guys are considering marriage or whatever the case may be. And we work those things. All of them are going to be governed different. They're 45-minute sessions, and you'll be amazed at how God will work some great things out. I'm looking forward to working with you guys. I don't think you guys have just dropped in on my page for nothing. I look forward to working with you guys and seeing if we can work these things out. I want you to receive the blessing that God has for you. I just believe that you want it bad enough, but right now the enemy has spooked you somewhere along the way to try to make you think you're not going to see. Sometimes it's because you're trying to manipulate, trying to do it the way you want to do it. Come to God correct. Let the Lord know what you need, and I guarantee you God will begin to start working things out. Guys, if you all have private questions that you have for me, use my inbox on Facebook, or you can send me an email. Send me the private questions that you have, and I'll be glad to answer them. But make sure that you go in and fill out that form on the website so that we can have our one-on-one consultation. Well, that's going to be Marilyn Denise Coaching Services for moving past October, and I'm really looking forward to working with you guys. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's start thinking about, let's start praying about where you want to go, and I'm going to teach you guys some principles in the process of it that will cause your blessing to begin to start coming to you. The money will never be a problem to you. It's you getting prepared and getting ready for it. Well, guys, you all be blessed. Have a wonderful Saturday. Look like I'm kind of trapped in today because it's starting pouring down here. But I look forward to meeting you guys at another day, and I look forward to speaking with you all as well. You guys be blessed.